How's it going? Ryan here, and today I'm going to review the one trade that I took on SPY. I took a put. It happened to be a loser. We'll go over that in a second. First, we're on the daily time frame here, looking at some levels. It's a bit chaotic. I am going to clean this up and start afresh tonight when I chart out, but I wanted to leave it as is with all the levels that I had during the trading session so that we could see what I was looking at. Really, the only new addition is this trend line here, from this low to the top of this rejection, and then through. We had broken above and then closed below this trend line. There's an area to see if we'd stay above this or break below it and continue downwards. You can see we printed albeit very low volume, really, quite low volume, hammer candle above that level, so could be an indication that we're headed further up. I do expect us to fill this gap before long at 438.6. We got close with yesterday's high a day, but not quite, so we still have that gap open there, and with the strong close above this level here, I feel confident that we will see that within the coming days, most likely, unless CPI or something comes out that doesn't care at all about levels and technical analysis or any of that. If we have bad news come out, which could, we have CPI tomorrow, we could tank and we might not fill this gap anytime soon. So if technical analysis holds and we see kind of this break above this trend line, hammer candle above it, looks like we might see some continuation there. We do have strength to the upside currently. With that being said, what was I looking at? We'll just jump straight into it. Really, the only things added were we had this trend line from yesterday's high day to the pre-market high. We had the pre-market high added, pre-market low added, and the high of yesterday, which we are kind of at in the after hours here. Kind of rallied up and closed right at that similar level. Not necessarily closed, I guess, but hit it in the after hours. With that being said, though, this is that trend line that we had closed above that I added earlier. So those are the levels we're watching. Other than that, same ones from the daily time frame, that 434.15, that 435.8 or so are the key levels that we're watching here. As we opened up, you can see that we rejected off this trend line a few times and the pre-market high as well. This would have been a decent entry for a put. I didn't really consider it because we were showing a lot of strength here. So after we rejected here and then rejected here, we came and touched this 435.8 level and quickly pushed all the way back up and continued to show some support in here. So not necessarily was looking for puts with this support so close to us, but it would have worked out. As you can see that we kind of sold off from there. We did sell off, we came down, started doing like mini flags a little bit, a little bit of a flag, a little bit of a flag. We were breaking through those. As we came down and broke below this level, what we had was a number of things. We had a break below that trend line, and I'll back it up. A break below this trend line that we had here. So that's what we're looking at, as well as it correlating with that 435 level. And if I just mark 435 from yesterday's trading session, you can kind of see how that level played out yesterday as well, finding some support there, finding some resistance initially, support throughout the day, breaking below, finding resistance. So that 435 being a whole number and showing some valid price action from yesterday's trading session, combined with this overall trend line on the higher time frame, seemed to be a pretty key level, just a range that we're at. So on the 5-minute here, we broke below that level, and then we retested and closed below that level on the 5-minute. That was a pretty textbook trade for me to take. We had closed below strongly, sold through this level, closed below it on 5-minute. On 5-minute, retested and failed to get above it. And at this point, I looked for entries on the 2-minute. So we'll switch over to the 2-minute here. We'll take a look at what I was watching. I apologize. I actually did not wait for this candle to close, I don't believe, because I'll take a look and show you where I entered. And where I entered was on this second candle here. So we closed below, failed to break above on 2 minute here, tried again on this candle. I took puts here. This next candle nearly stopped me out. I was debating cutting it, but I saw us kind of pushing down a little bit, and I decided to hold a little bit just to see if I could give us some wiggle room. I knew that this trend line being off the daily time frame, I wanted to give that a little bit of a breathing space because it's not exactly to the dot. And then we also have this 435. So I was really looking to see how we closed in relation to that 435. While we did close above it on the 2 minute, we quickly sold down below it. And on the 5 minute, we were still maintaining below this level. As we kind of chopped around in here, premiums were not moving. As you can see, I mean, we had just how long of this range in here, a bit of time. And so we were just chopping around, and that premium was kind of getting eaten up by theta. So on this candle here, I got out when we pushed up. That hit my stop. My stop was somewhere right up in here. So overall, a really small loss. It was about a 10% loss. So nothing crazy. It was a tight stop loss. My target was to hit either the pre-market low, see how we reacted to that, and eventually head down to that 434.14, which we did later in the day. But that was kind of the game plan. Watch first, close below this level, get a retest, fail to close above it, and then target these lower lows and these pre-market lows. So didn't get that. I got stopped out. Overall, not mad about it. We had a pretty solid move down and broke what I seemed to assume to be a key level, and was retesting it and failing to close above it. To me, that was a good risk to reward to enter that trade and look for continuation to the downside. Didn't get it. That's all right. That's why we have a stop loss. So minimizing that loss there in some of this chop, it is what it is. Not a bad trade overall. I'm not mad at it. I didn't make any real execution issues. I stuck to my stop loss. Yeah, so not terrible. I just kind of got caught in some chop, and sometimes that happens. That being said, though, that's all I have. That's the only trade I take. You can see how the rest of the day kind of played out in relation to some of these levels. We had that rally up above that level, that trend line at the end of the day, which caused us to have that hammer on the daily time frame. But with that being said, I appreciate you watching. Thank you. If you do feel so inclined, you can stop by. I trade live every single Monday through Friday. Stop by, say what's up, share some ideas. I love interacting with people and seeing what others are thinking, how they trade, just generally learning. And if you are into that as well, we also do have a free Discord. If you want to join, just send me a message or comment on this video, and I'll get that link to you. We had it public initially, but started to get some scamming going on in there. So no more public links, but it is still open. It is still free. Just send a message or a comment if you want to join. And that community is just a small group of traders learning and growing. We have varying kind of skill sets, portfolio sizes, etc. We all just kind of share ideas and try to get better. So that's the whole key. And if you're interested in that, feel free to join. Like I said, just reach out. I'll get you that link. That's all I have for you. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.